In 1954, a small team walked into the least known side of Kangchenjunga, drawn by an ice shelf no one had reached, haunted by past failures, and unsure whether the mountain was hiding a route or a warning.
Hey, glad you're here. Welcome to the Himalayan Journals. Here on this channel, we bring to you real stories from century old field notes. We try to keep it simple and calm here. Think of it as a documented history of the Himalayas from the early 1900s, covering stories of indigenous wisdom, epic expeditions, and groundbreaking science passed on just as they were recorded. Subscribe, zone out, binge.
Nothing about Kangchenjunga's southwest face invited confidence, and yet it was this very uncertainty that brought the 1954 reconnaissance into being. In the summer of 1953, John Kempe and G.C. Lewis had spent 6 weeks on the Yalung Glacier, climbing freely and even reaching the northwest peak of Kabru at about 24,000 feet. From there, they had watched the vast southwest face of Kangchenjunga rising across the ice and returned convinced that a route might exist. When I met them after their return, their enthusiasm was unmistakable, though I did not imagine that within a year I would be joining them on another expedition. By late 1953, Lewis was organizing plans in England, while Kempe, then in India, tried to assemble a party. I was invited in January 1954. My interest, vague at first because of the sheer scale of the problem, grew steadily as Kempe's letters clarified what was proposed. Very few expeditions had approached Kangchenjunga from this side. After Douglas Freshfield's circuit of the mountain in 1899, attention had turned to the great ice shelf high on the southwest face, lying between 23,000 and 24,000 feet. Attempts in 1905, 1920, and 1929 had all failed, one with fatal consequences. Later efforts elsewhere on the mountain suggested that neither the northwest nor the northeast offered an easy solution. The Yalung side remained largely unknown. Our aims were therefore limited and clear. We hoped to explore the upper Yalung Glacier and find a practicable route to the ice shelf. The shelf itself was only the beginning. Above it rose a rock wall of about 4,000 feet, steep and little understood. Still, the shelf appeared to hold the key. To reach it was our main task. The party consisted of John Kempe as leader, J.W. Tucker, S.R. Jackson, G.C. Lewis, and myself, with Dr. D.S. Matthews as medical officer. We assembled in Darjeeling on the 8th of April, engaged Ajiba as Sirdar, and hired 7 Sherpas. After much confusion in packing, we left Darjeeling on the 10th of April, choosing the high Singalila Ridge route. This decision proved unfortunate. Snow, wind, and cold slowed us badly. Morale among the porters faltered, and disputes over rations arose. A violent storm at Nyathang brought lightning into the camp, injuring 1 man and tearing a mess tent. At Megathang, 21 Nepalese porters deserted, leaving us with 40. Despite these setbacks, we reached Tseram on the 21st of April, only 3 days behind schedule. Above Tseram, the Yalung Glacier revealed its scale, blocked by a huge terminal moraine and framed by Kabru and Rathong. On 23rd April, Jackson and I led the first loads up the glacier to establish a temporary base at about 15,000 feet. From there, Kangchenjunga appeared in full force, the ice shelf clearly visible beneath a steep rock face. Over the following days, we ferried loads higher, crossed difficult moraine and ice, and placed a camp at about 17,000 feet. Food shortages troubled us when Ajiba failed to return from Gunza as planned. Kempe and I went down to reorganize supplies, while others reconnoitered routes higher up the glacier. Eventually, Ajiba reappeared with limited food, his delay explained by a failed agreement in Gunza. Early May was spent probing routes toward the ice shelf. We examined the Talung Saddle Icefall, a subsidiary glacier near Pache's grave from 1905, and the main Kangchenjunga icefall. Avalanches were constant, seracs unstable, and progress slow. On May 5th, Jackson and I established an advanced base at about 18,000 feet. Repeated attempts to reach a snow basin above were blocked by a massive crevasse that could not be bridged with the equipment we had. We then turned seriously to the main Kangchenjunga icefall. To our surprise, the lower section proved climbable, though higher up, we were stopped by a near-vertical ice wall. Meanwhile, Jackson and Lewis discovered a safe rock route up a rib on the right, and on the 16th of May, we carried a camp to its crest at about 20,500 feet. Spirits were high until Matthews was injured by a falling stone and forced to descend. From this high camp, the icefall still looked dangerous and unstable. Avalanches increased, tents were shaken by blasts of ice dust, and conditions worsened. A final attempt on May 18th to reach the snow basin ended when falling rocks injured me on the head. Though the basin itself appeared relatively safe beyond, the approach had proved too hazardous. With Matthews and myself obliged to return, the decision was taken to abandon Kangchenjunga and attempt Talung Peak instead. That climb also fell short, though it allowed further study of the icefall and Hog's Back route. By the end of May, the expedition withdrew, convinced that the main icefall offered the best chance in future, but only with better conditions and equipment. Kangchenjunga, as ever, remained a law unto itself.